This is without any doubt the most important Bitcoin chart that there will ever be for the coming years ahead. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to draw a part of this chart onto another chart, and I'm going to show you exactly 3 potential scenarios which could happen this year and next year, which is a little bit more focused on the macro environment. Nevertheless, it is the most important chart that there is on Bitcoin, because this will give you a perspective of what might come, and that perspective can and will save your life. And I promise you guys, this is definitely worth it. It is really good to look at Bitcoin from such a macro perspective, as it really changes the location from where you are viewing this chart, which makes it way easier to jump in on buttons like we did right here, guys, and to exit on certain tops, because we don't want to relive a bear market where we are going to continue to hold our portfolio with a 80% decline. If you were holding altcoins, even more worse. We don't want to do that again, right? We want to be ahead of that. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can basically be ahead of that, and I'm explaining you how to draw this chart, everything. But guys, because of the importance of this video, it is even more important that you scroll below this video, smash up that like button, make sure to leave a thumbs up, make sure to drop a comment for the algorithm, so more people are going to see this video, which will help them to take profits even if they are new. This is so important. Imagine if you would get that knowledge already last year about Bitcoin topping roughly around month 34. You would have taken profits and you could re-enter Bitcoin and buy way more Bitcoin right now. We want to give that information to other people as well. That's why it's very important to get this engagement on. Guys, let me quickly in 30 seconds explain what this chart is showing. This chart is basically showing the cycles in Bitcoin. We got a bigger 16-year cycle divided by 4 4-year cycles. 3 years up, 1 year down. 3 years up, 1 year down. 3 years up, 1 year down. Last cycle of the 4-year cycle can and is flipped at the dot-com bubble, which is 1 year up, 3 years down. So that's a massive recession that potentially comes. So guys, that's a massive recession that potentially can come. Doesn't need to happen, but we will have a look at the possible outcome. So I'm going to draw a part of this chart into this chart, because that one just has a lot of things which will make it a little bit blurry, let's call it like that. So what we do, we connect the top of 2017 with the top right here, and we create a channel which clearly shows us that Bitcoin is in an uptrend right here. The middle of the channel is respected very eagerly, which is a very good sign. So let me put my camera right here, and let's have a look at some other things that needs to be added. First of all, we have the 4-year cycle low, which was actually exactly right here. That was the same timing as we had seen it right here. So those were actually very, very accurate. And we have the time of topping, right? So the time of topping starts at the end of this year, basically going on till the end of 2024. So that is actually a very big gap. So I will show you also why that is and how what we still can do with it. So we have December 2023 till, let's say, September 2024. We can make this quite big. We can even draw it actually till December 2024. We expect Bitcoin to top somewhere around here during this time frame, and the target is not so important. Bitcoin could also top right here. We could also touch the previous all-time high and then come back down again. So guys, I was talking about 3 potential scenarios, and of course there is one bearish scenario. That's just basically a possibility. But first of all, I want to talk about the regular 4-year cycle, the most probable scenario, 4-year cycle, which everyone knows about, which is just a history repeat itself, okay? The normal 4-year cycle, I'm just going to talk about that first. So let's take a path right here, and we go zoom a little bit in. Bitcoin maybe get a small bounce right here, get a correction right here, and from here we are going to go up, we have a slow grind, we get there, maybe some rejection, then we can get above that resistance. We touch the middle of the channel, we might break it, something like this, and then we get that last phase, that blow off top, which might bring Bitcoin at these levels, maybe even 200,000 US dollars at the end of 2024. So this can also happen slightly earlier, right? So we have, let me change it. This is just basically, guys, a very rough sketch of a possible scenario with Bitcoin. You know, these corrections in the bull market, they can be way deeper. Corrections can be like minus 30%. So we definitely going to have some shakeouts along the way, okay? I just want to sketch a general path that Bitcoin can take. So for example, right here, it was general like this, going to that top, and this will be general like that, going to that top. Right? If you zoom in, of course, you will have a crazy lot of volatility. I'm here to give a macro perspective only in this video, which is the most important video for macro perspective on Bitcoin. This is scenario 1. Let's call it scenario 1. Can we make a 1 right here? Yeah, let's make a 1 right there. Then now let's go to scenario 2. Scenario 2 is a path, and this is called the 16-year cycle. So where we have a regular 4-year cycle, 3 years up, 1 year down, the 16-year cycle basically shows that we have a 1-year rally followed by a 3 years decline. And why do we have that 16-year cycle? Where does that come from? Well, it comes from a adoption cycle, and we have seen the same thing with the dot-com bubble, with the internet basically. The internet consisted of 4-year cycles, similar as to Bitcoin, only the last cycle was flipped. So that is one of the main arguments basically that we could see something similar with Bitcoin. Well, how would that look? That would look as follows. We might still have a small correction in short-term time frame, but we will go way more aggressive into to that resistance right here. Let me give this one a different color also, so it's a little bit easier to see. Red is not so easy to see. Let's give it orange. So this would be the second scenario, which I actually kind of would favor right now, but it's too early to say that because we are so early in the cycle, right? But the reason why I'm favoring this scenario is because everyone is aware of scenario 1, of the first one. Everyone is aware of this, and of course, a lot of people will get wrecked within this price action, within these 30 or 40% declines in that bull market. Nevertheless, I think a lot of people woke up to that 4-year cycle, which means that we actually can see a front run of that 4-year cycle, which actually means that it is the 16-year cycle, the last part of that adoption cycle, because of course that happened with the dot-com bubble also, right? People get aware of what's going on, like similar with the stock-to-flow model, right? Stock-to-flow is accurate. Suddenly everyone knows about it and it's not accurate anymore. That's basically the same what's possible with this. Then let's go to the third scenario, and this is of course the bearish scenario. That is that we maybe still get a small bounce right here, but eventually come back down, break down, and surpass these lows right here. And let's make this the red scenario. That will be number 3, and this can look very different. So we could still see Bitcoin running up to the let's say the middle of the channel before going down, but there is a clear invalidation which I'm going to talk about. So first of all, let's start with the most bearish scenario, the most shitty scenario, because then we have that one out of the way. Okay, it's very simple invalidation. And by the way, if you haven't liked this video yet as of now, make sure to still drop that thumbs up, guys. I can't stress it enough, basically, because it is very important. The videos that get more likes will get more views. So therefore, it is very important. To validate the third scenario, the bearish scenario, Bitcoin needs to break this low. If we break that low, yes, we lost this channel. And Bitcoin most likely is going to new lows, 10K, maybe even lower. And it's just looking very bearish on a macro perspective. That doesn't mean that we can see something like this. Tick, tick. So just coming down, quick buy up, V-shaped recovery. This is very unique, okay, guys? This is not happening often. This was the March 2020 crash due to that thing that was going on, that virus that everyone knows knows about, but there are very controversial opinions about. But nevertheless, this was a crazy event, and I don't expect that it's likely for something like that to happen again. Then the first scenario would be validated based on time. So when we do have a slow grind, maybe go to the middle, maybe get a correction right here, maybe go up. If we see something like this playing out based on time, so the price action is less aggressive, then it has a higher likelihood that the first scenario is playing out, and that we have to be a little bit more patient, and that most likely we will top a little bit later, and that we most likely see a regular 4-year cycle. Only based on time. The second scenario, which I favor, the 16-year cycle, that will be a very aggressive cycle. So that won't be a slow grind like you see in the first one. No, that will be a very aggressive buy, sell, buy correction, pump correction, and like topping already by the end of this year. So as you can see, these are all very different, and two are validated based on time. So with a aggressive rally, the chances of that 16-year cycle definitely increases, and I'm going to play this like I am telling already for months on this channel. If we do get that slow grind, I'm going to play that regular 4-year cycle. And if we do lose those lows right here, I'm definitely going to definitely pack some bags, take some losses, still some profits, because I went all in right here on Bitcoin. So it would be still in profit, my main hodl position, but I will definitely exit the markets big time if we are going to lose that low decisively. So guys, I got a plan for every single scenario right here, and I'm going to do my best to share that at the right time over right here on YouTube. But you shouldn't forget a couple of things. First of all, you might not get my videos in your feed whenever we are at these levels. That is the first reason. So therefore it's important that you subscribe and have that bell icon on. Even though you don't watch all the videos, you at least get notified whenever these videos will come in the future. The second thing is, guys, it is going to be really difficult for me to convince you when we are trading right here. There will be a lot of euphoria. To try and convince someone right here that we were seeing the Bitcoin top, it's almost impossible. So that is just a couple of things you got to take into consideration. You got to think about it already right now, where we are early in the cycle, right? If this is happening, how do you get the information that we are actually topping out? And how can you basically convince yourself? Because this is the trick. You got to convince yourself. If you really want to be sure about that, I would definitely recommend you guys to join WhaleAlerts, which is a private Telegram channel where I have a high priority of every single one in that channel to make profits during this bull market, but also to take profits at the right time and to share where I'm going to put my profits in order to prepare for that multi-year long recession, which I think is going to come. And I have a lot of different theories about that. That is too much for this videos, but if you are watching the channel, you know about this. But I think a big recession is coming, but we are not right there yet. But guys, if you want to join WhaleAlerts, you can do so with one of the affiliate links down below this video. Of course, I recommend Bybit and BitGet, because those are the best exchanges. And as you can see on BitGet, we often have already a higher volume over than Bybit. Bybit used to be the best exchange, and it's still, of course, a very good exchange. But they have mandatory KYC, which means that you can only trade with your passport. And that's why a lot of people actually left Bybit and went to BitGet. And you can see also the 24-hour volume and the open interest on BitGet is even higher than that of Bybit. So that's actually quite crazy. Yeah, also BitGet has more trading pairs, so I think in a lot of ways BitGet right now is outperforming Bybit. So if you are interested in joining a BitGet, trading on BitGet, make sure to join with the affiliate link down below, because that will make it possible for you to join WhaleAlerts, where you will get alerted on your Telegram channel whenever this is happening, and whenever you have to take profits, where we are in the cycles. You will also get reports during the cycles on basically what's going on, my opinion, what I think, in which scenario we are trading, how we can prepare for the future, and so on. So guys, if you appreciate this content, like I said, make sure to leave a thumbs up, because this also helps it to give this to other people, which is very good for your karma. And it's just good for the space in general, because a lot of people will get wrecked again during the coming bull market. A lot of retail investors will get wrecked. And if we can convince a big part of those people to take profits at the right time, we can definitely create a lot of successful stories. Like people who took profits at the right time, opened a business, create their dream life, bought their dream house, or built their dream house, guys. So we all have personal stories, right? And it's very important that we of this community are not ending up at the ones that are the birthday party, sitting in the corner, and someone asks us like, hey, yo, dude, how went your crypto adventure? And you were sitting there like, yeah, no, I used to have like this amount, but right now I actually lost most of it. I could have done this, but I was greedy. And this is just sad. And we don't want that. We really want to have these stories like, yeah, dude, I stepped in at the right time. I took profits at the right time. This dude helped me because we had this macro perspective. We were watching the cycle theory. We took profits at the right time. I could put it in my dream house, in my dream business. I could buy some land. I could buy some houses that I rented out. And I live now financially independent. These are the stories that we want to build. But yeah, guys, the video already taken quite long. Like I said, if you can appreciate it, share this video, drop a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the bell icon. If you want extra content, make sure to join WhaleAlerts. I would say join BitGet, as it is surpassing Bybit right now. If you don't have Bybit, you can also join with Bybit. Both very good exchanges. Anyhow, that's it, guys. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.